Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at today is the New Belgium Liquid Paradise IPA. This is another one from the Voodoo Ranger series, which I really have been very impressed with um, so far. And I'm looking forward to trying this one. It is 7.8% alcohol by volume. New Belgium Brewing Company is out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and Asheville, North Carolina. I do like how at the bottom of their cans, that you probably can't see that, they have very distinctive dark black print. The best by date is June 16th, 2019, so well within the freshness date for this one, guys. Um, and this beer was introduced in 2018, I believe, late 2018. And I don't know if I think it's going to be on their beer list like full time. I don't think it's a limited release, but I could be wrong about that. The Voodoo Ranger line, all of the ones that I've had so far seem to be, um, year-round releases. It's a newer line though, the Voodoo Ranger line, so they're expanding their lineup, and this is one of the newer additions. And on all of the Voodoo Ranger series, they have the skeleton on the label doing various things. And this one, he is on a float in the pool, just chillaxing. So anyway, I like the label, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's some rubber duckies in the pool with him. So pretty cool label design. I want to give a shout out to Gabriel Salaya. He wanted me to do this live so he could watch because he has one of the Liquid Paradise IPAs. I'm sorry, Gabriel, but with my schedule and everything, it's really tough for me to go live just random like that. I have very set events that I do, and then every once in a while I'll do a random thing. But I don't know. I wanted to get this review in, so I'll give you a shout out, and this one goes to you, Gabriel. So drink your beer while you're watching this review, and leave a comment and let me know what you think. So let's give it a crack and a pour and see what we're dealing with, guys. So there's the pour, about a 3.5 finger, pretty creamy looking, slightly off white head. The appearance is kind of a golden brown color, a lot of streaming bubbles going up the glass. Very clear for the most part. You can see right through it. There's definitely no sediment or anything like that in there. And it's really not hazy like a lot of the other beers that I've had from the Voodoo Ranger line. And 7.8% alcohol is kind of getting up there, but all of the Voodoo Ranger beers, for the most part, seem to be at an elevated ABV. So this one smells obviously very hoppy. You're getting a little bit of grapefruit. I am getting a little bit of that dank resinous note, like a piney type thing with this as well. So far, my initial thoughts are that this is more of like a West Coast style IPA. There is a little bit of a malt backbone with this as well on the aroma. There's a little bit of like a caramel note and a light bready note. But the hops are definitely taking the front seat with this one. But it smells good. It's really not too hop forward on the aroma. It's not too aromatic with the hops. It's kind of balanced actually on the aroma. But I do have to admit that the hops that I'm smelling, the aromas that I'm getting from the hops are more West Coast style, which West Coast IPAs are really not my favorite. I prefer the New England IPAs and more of the tropical fruit notes versus the dank, resinous, piney notes and even the grapefruit notes. But the grapefruit, piney, resinous notes, they're all here, and they're really nicely balanced with the malt character that I'm getting on the aroma. So let's go ahead and get into this one, guys. Cheers. All right, so you do get the piney, resinous, dank notes, um, a little bit of citrus as well. Grapefruit, maybe a little bit of lemon pill, but I think grapefruit mostly for the citrus flavors on the palate. There is a nice malt backbone with this one, though. There's a nice breadiness in the middle of the sip, like a white bread crust note. A little bit of caramel sweetness with this one. The body is actually relatively light for 7.8%. The It's really impressive. The Voodoo Ranger line, most of their beers, like I said, are higher alcohol beers, but the body is, for all of them that I've had, has been relatively light. And the sessionability, although not high because of the elevated alcohol, it's more sessionable than your other high alcohol beers typically because of how enjoyable it is and how light bodied it is in respect to the ABV. Not to mention that the alcohol presence is pretty much non existent with this beer. It's really not boozy at all. There's no alcohol burn going down, there's no booziness on the aroma or on the palate. Carbonation is medium with this. There's a nice prickly carbonation. But this is more for your West Coast IPA lovers. It's definitely dank. It's definitely resinous and piney. You do get the grapefruit flavors as well. There's no tropical fruit or um, any of the other hop character that you would expect to get with like a New England IPA or even a pale ale. This is pretty much they're going all in with the West Coast style. I think with this one. Um, it's good though because it's not overly done. It is balanced between the hops and the malt, so you are getting all of those nice West Coast hop flavors, but they're balanced nicely with the caramel and the other malt character that you're getting in the middle of the sip. Definite bready notes for sure. Um, and then the finish is very crisp, clean. It's relatively light bodied, like I said. It is refreshing, especially for a 7.8% alcohol beer. Um, and you could drink a few of these and get into a lot of trouble because it doesn't taste like it has any alcohol in it, really. Well, maybe it tastes like a 5% beer, but it's a 7.8% beer. So we're definitely getting into the high gravity range. Um, I do like this beer, and I think it's an A for what it is. It's just not my favorite because it's more in line with West Coast IPAs. However, it is an excellent beer. And let me get one more sip, and I'll give you guys a rating. Mm. It is delightful. It really is a good beer. I just can't drink too many of these West Coast style IPAs because the bitterness, the piney notes, the grapefruit, the bitterness with the West Coast style IPAs with the hop varieties that they use in those type of brews, they kind of cling to the insides of my cheeks and build up. So after one or two of these, I would be done because it would just become too bitter for me after that. There's a lingering hop bitterness with this one, but it is definitely enjoyable. It's in the A range, and I really like it. And I think it's definitely a solid A for what it is. Or maybe not quite a solid A. I'm going to go with a 93. A 93 out of 100 for the Liquid Paradise IPA from New Belgium Brewing Company. Um, it is an excellent beer, and if you like West Coast IPAs, you might rate this a 97, 98 out of 100, and I wouldn't argue with you because it's definitely an excellent product. But like I said, it is bitter. It does kind of build up that bitterness, and it's more for people that like the piney, resinous, dank notes and that heavy grapefruit note with their IPAs. So if you like all of that, this one is going to be a world-class beer. But for me, I've got to go with a 93 out of 100. It's still in the excellent range, though, guys. I definitely recommend checking it out. Please buy it, try it. Let me know what you guys think. New Belgium has nationwide distribution, as far as I know, and they're pretty reasonably priced for what you're getting. The quality of all of their beers has been enjoyable, at least in my experience. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a great day, and until next time, everybody, cheers.